Two, one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Leaders Are Readers podcast. Today we have a very, very special guest, a man who is considerably the most hated man in the world, Mr. Joseph Stalin.
Hello, I am here. You love me. I am back from the dead.
Yes, very good. Is it okay if I ask you a couple of questions, Mr. Stalin?
Of course, sir. Anything for my friend.
Alright, well, first off, as we all know, the book 1984 by George Orwell was released around the time that you led the Soviet Union. And people are saying that it somewhat reflected how you led your nation. Would you say this is true?
Well, I actually finished reading that novel last week. I wouldn't say that I led my nation exactly how 1984 does it, but there were some essentials of a nation that were shown that I would say are necessary for any country. So yes, for the most part, I would say that is true.
And what sort of essentials would you say these are?
I loved how, in the novel, all the civilians loved their leader. I feel like my country loved me like that as well, and it's a great feeling. In 1984, everyone loved Big Brother, and if they didn't, those in control helped them in doing so. This is a private conversation, no?
Yes, sir. Nobody here but you and me.
Okay, well, if I'm being honest here, I agree with how the party sort of misled their people into believing certain things.
Misled as in how, Mr. Stalin?
Well, think of it like this. If you tell a child all his life that bananas are the most nutritious food in the world to eat, and he grows up to be a teenager, what do you think his impression on bananas would be? Good, right? That is my case exactly. I made everything in my name complimentary, including the music, art, and literature. In doing this, I built up my name to the public and improved my image. Any fame is good fame, my friend, and everyone loved me.
So, even if what you are saying isn't true, it's okay to say it to make the public like you.
It's not lying, sir. It's mere stretching the truth. Respecting your leader is what will unite the people.
And then what if somebody opposes to your ruling?
Many consequences can come. Just like in the book 1984, we try to restrict thoughts of rebellion because rebellion is what breaks down a country. Just look at America now, for example.
Would you mind giving me an example of what those consequences might be?
Well, primarily, we throw the people in jail, yet sometimes we use torture. Torture is an art, really. The way 1984 does it is really actually ideal in a sense. In, in somehow, you have to break down your opponent mentally in order to get the answers you need. Its effectiveness is its mix of both pain and fear, two of which so easily could be mistaken as the same thing. Pain is fear that you'll never stop hurting, while fear is unknowing whether you will live another day. 1984 showed a torture method that I wish I had the capability to use because it would be so much more effective.
Alright. In the book, Winston once said that, quote, they can't get inside you. If you can feel that staying human is worthwhile, even when it can't have any result whatever, you've beaten them. Do you believe that the strength of a nation is more important than the humanity of the individual in the society?
Well, let's put it this way. No individual in the world can win wars, represent, and run a nation single-handedly. The nation relies on its people to stand with their hand on their heart and their eyes on the flag. If people want to go against this system, then that causes problems which need to be fixed.
Well, does this connect in any way to when you said death solves all problems, no man, no problem?
Well, you see, most people are not a problem if they can be persuaded. However, sometimes people are not as cooperative as you would hope, and at that point, they are a problem. Man causes problems with his own free will, so another man must put an end to that problem with his own.
Alright. So moving on, how is your situation with dealing with Trotsky similar to the book 1984?
Well, you see, in order to make your enemies hated, you have to shed a bad light on them. The way I did that may not have been the most ethical thing, but I believe I did my job to make my country hate that evil man. 1984 did a similar thing where they created hatred feelings towards Goldstein. You cannot be like Canada and love everyone all the time. Hatred is necessary to build a nation. The 10 minutes of hatred is what combined the citizens, made them all feel like they were part of something together.
Okay, so what do you think about the quote from the book, until they become conscious, they will never rebel, and until they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious?
I mean, it makes sense to me. I like to think that ignorance is bliss, and with bliss comes cooperation in a strong country. If I can prevent rebellion in my nation, then that's great.
Well, since you are one in believing that propaganda and brainwashing is what can keep a country strong, do you connect to when Winston said, I hate purity, I hate goodness, I don't want any virtue to exist anywhere, I want everyone to be corrupt to the bones?
Well, I wouldn't call it brainwashing. I'm feeling very attacked by you right here. Corruption is bound to happen in any country you go to, but limiting what you can capably limit is all you can ask for from a leader.
Okay, I'm sorry if I offended you, let's move on. I remember when you said, the press must grow day in and day out. It is our party's sharpest and most powerful weapon. Do you still agree with that statement?
Absolutely. I believe that having the press on your side is critical to running a superpower like I did.
Okay. Do you find that what you said is similar to the oppressive rule of the party in 1984 and how they controlled all news and media in their society?
I do find it very similar. However, I do not find it oppressive. It is simply the government trying to keep everything under control and keep order.
Okay. Well, that seems like it's all the time that we have today. Thank you very much, General Secretary Stalin, for coming in and talking with us. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me. Hopefully, I was able to help you understand who is truly in the right in that novel of yours.
Well, you definitely gave me some interesting perspectives, that's for sure. Thanks again for turning into the Leaders or Readers podcast, everybody. We'll be back next week with the current leader of Russia, President Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.